Oh, yeah. What's up, everyone? We got a bunch of news coming out. We're going to be talking about the Hells Angels Hitman. I guess he loses his debut parole after halfway house roommates are too scared of him. So he cannot get that. Sad state of affairs, man. I'm telling you. Power and betrayal. It is coming out tomorrow. If you want to support me, go get you a copy over on Amazon. It's available in paperback and Kindle. It will be available for hardcover as well as we'll get you audio out there for those that just want to listen to it on the motorcycle, man. Gonna be a good one. Good one. Coming up right after this. We're gonna take this going, man.
Rev the engine, hear the roar. Bite the truth down to the core. Hollywood's voice cuts through the haze. 30 years in the outlaw maze. Insane throttle, no lies, no frills. Riding hard through the biker thrills. From the clubs to the open road. Real talk, man, the story's told.
Also coming up, man, we got a special for you. Right between these stories, I'm going to premiere something. Yes, it's an album that Insane Throttle Biker News produced, or Insane Throttle Productions. Going to have a lot of good songs. Nothing but the biker life on this. You'll hear a clip coming up with this one. Let's go to our main story here. This out of the National Post. Yes. A Hells Angels hitman loses day parole after halfway house roommates too scared of him. Chicken, buck, buck. Dean Daniel Kelsey's handlers couldn't find another halfway house that would take him. There he is right there. I guess his day parole was revoked for intimidating other inmates at the halfway house. Man, what's wrong in society today where you can't have a good inmate, not snitching? I don't know. Anyway, let's see here. A Hells Angels hitman who killed a man in Nova Scotia has seen his day parole revoked because inmates at the halfway house were saying where he was staying were scared to sleep in the same room. I guess they're afraid or you know what I mean. As Dean Daniel Kelsey and his handlers couldn't find another halfway house, I guess he is serving a life sentence, and he gets day parole? Wow. What a justice system up there in Canada. He's serving a life sentence for October 2000 shooting death of Sean Simmons in the lobby of Dartmouth NS apartment building. Court heard Simmons was killed for having an affair with the wife of a member of the Hells Angels. You know why you don't want to do that? Why you want to do that? I guess he don't. I guess he was rethinking it now that he's in the ground, but you don't want to do that. Anyway, quote. You could be intimidated in your nonverbal behavior and you explain your expectations to your roommates and made comments that seem threatening to others. Well, feelings do get hurt nowadays. They do real easily. They get hurt. Your roommate slept outside the room to avoid conflicts with you. I'm just surprised they let him out of the prison. I guess that, wow. He moved into Quebec halfway house last summer. The facility's name is redacted from the parole's decision. Quote, according to your case management team, from the beginning of your stay in the halfway house, you had significant difficulties living with your roommates. Let's see here. Since March of 2003, Kelsey has been serving a life sentence for conspiracy to commit murder in second degree. But wait a second here. It's not 2023. It's 2000. This happened. So 25 years ago, they do stuff different in Canada, I guess. I don't know. You were initially convicted of first-degree murder. However, in 2019, the Court of Appeal ruled your index offense was second-degree, still part of a conspiracy. In addition, you have been convicted of assaulting fellow inmates in 2008. Man, you really hold the past against the guy. And 2015, in May 2024, you were also sentenced to an 18-month probation for uttering threats. Well, you know, nowadays people's feelings do get hurt. Sending people to jail over in Britain for memes, you know, no longer what it used to be in this world. You described these offenses as fight you claim to have won. You noted that the victims were willing to fight you and that you acted the way you did to put an end to a conflict. You explained that you had no choice as you had to be seen as strong to survive. He is, you know, right. You know, their rules in prison matter more than the guards or the prisons. It's just the way it has to work in there, man. You're a warrior. You're a survivor, man. You got to be. Then they went through all his convictions like theft, assault, and all that good stuff. And his risk of recidivism, I guess, you know, he had to go in front of a psychiatrist, and it's moderate to high. And his lengthy incarceration has had an impact on his ability to socialize properly. You think? You got him in a cage. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, what do you expect's gonna happen, really, man? You got a dude in a cage. Ugh. We're gonna be talking about Harley-Davidson execs insist that the bike is gonna cost about $124,000 under the devastating industry change as makes simple ask. This has to do with the tariffs coming up. Yes, coming up. We're going to be talking about it. Everybody's talking about the tariffs. What I always find funny is a lot of the people talking about these tariffs are the ones that maybe have $100 in their bank account and a FICO score of maybe 350, and now they're experts on tariffs because the news media is putting all the scare tactics out there. But I won't get into that. We'll get on to something like that on Motorcycle Madhouse. This is the Biker News. Coming May 1st, we got a big thing we produced, or, you know, I don't even know what the hell you would call it. You know, wrote a lot of lyrics and stuff and got the songs done. Good album's going to be coming out. Outlaw Biker Rogue of the Road. There's going to be 11 songs on there. Nothing but dealing with the biker lifestyle. And then again, Power and Betrayal coming out, man. We'll go over to Harley-Davidson stuff right after this.
Blood wars painted the highways red. Brothers fell, left echoes in my head. Her voice was the wind, now it's gone to the grave. Ain't no outlaw too tough to save. Rogue on the road, I'm a shadow that rides. Heart full of scars, fueling my pride.
Welcome to 1990 Chicago, where trust is a trap and betrayal runs deep. The Betrayal Chronicles real-life book series by James Hollywood Machikari drags you into the middle of the biker underworld like never before. In Power and Betrayal, a kingpin rises and falls in a storm of drugs and deceit. Then Brotherhood and Betrayal throws you into a fight for loyalty where every choice bleeds. Get the Betrayal Chronicles series now with grit, guilt, and redemption on every page. Available on Amazon and everywhere books are sold. Also available is autographed copies by James Hollywood Machikari on www.insanethrottlebikernews.com.
Okay, I'm not going to get into all the political stuff with this next article, but it has to do with this tariff stuff. They're all freaking out around the world right now. Only ones that are not freaking out are the union guys because they know this is going to bring jobs back that NAFTA destroyed from them. But again, that's something I'll talk about on Motorcycle Madhouse. Here we go, out of the U.S., son. Price ain't right. Stop getting on Barker, you. Just don't take his stuff. I don't like that. Harley-Davidson insists bikes will cost $124,000 under the devastating industry change as makes simple acts. And it's clear Harley-Davidson is being discriminated against and politically targeted by the EU and Canada. Of course they do. Because Harley-Davidson is the one company that is considered hardcore American. So, of course, they're going to go after them. Plus, it don't help that, they represent rebellion and all that good stuff. So, anyway, an escalating trade war and the resultant tariffs imposed by the European Union, schmucks, on American-made motorcycles, including Harley-Davidsons, could see the iconic brand shift production. Let's go here. According to the report by Biz Journals, a top Harley exec recently told the Congressional Subcommittee that the company faces the potential of a devastating and indefensible 56% tariff on American-made bikes sold in Europe. In turn, they have asked Congress to pursue fair trade agreements with the European Union, Canada, and Asia. But the U.S. said earlier this month in response to bringing the 25% tariffs on all steel and aluminum imports, which, you'll have the never Trumpers and all that in the comments section saying, yeah, you know what? Our steel mills are freaking abandoned right now. There's hardly any of them. We need them back. It would see an increase in tariffs, so American-made products, including motorbikes, boats, and bourbon. You know what? It's funny. I don't really buy anything from the EU. I don't. They're worthless. What do I want from them? I don't know. Buy American, I say. Jonathan Root, the company's chief financial officer and president of commercial, said this would hike tariffs to a total of 56% on American manufacturer Harley sold in the U.S. How many really do you sell over there anyway? You know what? Somebody put in the comments section how much business Harley's is over there in Europe. I hardly see any over there. It's very clear that Harley-Davidson is being discriminated against and politically targeted by the EU and Canada. Yeah. Like I said, Harley's the opium of freaking the rebel lifestyle, man. It's pure American, even though it's not. But that's the way they look at it. Roots argue that the tariffs are unfair, discriminatory, and politically motivated, and pointed out that Harley-Davidson has already observed the mighty cost from a 2018 tariff. I just cut the products off in Europe if I was you. Cut them off. You know what? Cut them off. That's what I have to say, man. I ain't going to get political. That's what I had to say with that one. Anyway, again, if you want to support me, Power and Betrayal, man, the newest book is coming out. It's probably coming out already if you're watching this later on, but it's coming out for 8 of 2025. So you can get autographed copies over on Insane Throttle Biker News. Also, May 1st, that album's going to be released, man. You're going to be able to get some freaking riding music in. First album I really think is I've seen out there that's just nothing to do with it. It's all about the biker life, man. Motorcycle club life. The whole 9 yards. So, anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Rock on, baby.
Welcome to 1990 Chicago, where trust is a trap and betrayal runs deep. The Portrayal Chronicles real-life book series by James Hollywood Machikari drags you into the middle of the biker underworld like never before. In Power and Betrayal, a kingpin rises and falls in a storm of drugs and deceit. Then Brotherhood and Betrayal throws you into a fight for loyalty where every choice bleeds. Get the Portrayal Chronicles series now with grit, guilt, and redemption on every page. Available on Amazon and everywhere books are sold. Also available is autographed copies by James Hollywood Machikari on www.insanethrottlebikernews.com.
It's an in-depth look at the trials and tribulations of street gang and motorcycle club life. This isn't the run-of-the-mill book that doesn't give the goods. This book will go into detail of events that actually happened. All materials in this book have been approved by those involved. There is nothing poetic, nor is there any price worth paying for the life we choose to live on the streets. James Hollywood Machikari, Brotherhood and Betrayal.
Rise and ride with the Madhouse Show, the #1 motorcycle, lifestyle, and biker podcast, tearing up Spotify and beyond. We're tackling biker issues, road battles, the rider laws, plus motorcycle events, daily news, and political fire. Tune in Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Central on YouTube, Facebook, X, and all podcast platforms. Subscribe now for your daily dose of grit, guts, and the open road. The Motorcycle Madhouse Show, where bikers rule and the truth rolls hard. Rock on.